Okay, so with a hyperbola, the main thing what gets confusing about these is the numbers, but the 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 way to figure this one out is just to know what does a normal hyperbola look like, and then all you do is you shift it depending on what they tell you. So a normal hyperbola looks like that. So if you know how to draw this, that and that, that's good. So if I was to do y equals 2 over x, I could simply just draw that and that. And then if they want a point, well, I could just pick any point, right? So let's say that I wanted my x to be 2. So then I just make x 2. And then if I put 2 in here, I get y equals 2 over 2, which is 1. So I know that just 2 and 1 would be a point. You know, and if they wanted 2 points on the graph, I could just say, well, let me make x 1. So if x is 1, well, 2 over 1 is 2. So I could just make it 1 and 2. So, yeah, you could just get 2 points if they're looking for a couple of points on the graph. So that's the first thing about these hyperbolas. Now, the second thing is, if you were to say, asked to draw this, y equals negative 3 over x. Now, if you see that it's a negative, all I do is simply just draw it like that and that. Okay. And if I want a couple of points, well, I can put in x. Let's say I want to put x as 2 here, negative 3 over 2. So if x is 2 here, 3 over 2 would be 3 over 2. So I can make my points 2 and negative 3 over 2. And it doesn't matter what point. I could pick minus 3 as well. So negative 3 over negative 3 is 1. So I could pick, say, negative 3 as a point, and then just make sure that I put in this point as negative 3 and 1. Okay, so that's the first thing about hyperbolas. Just know how to draw them. So if you see a hyperbola, you just draw it like that.
Okay.
Now, what they also do is they will add something like a plus, right? Say a plus 2. Okay. Well, when we look at these hyperbolas, okay, so I'm not going to put the plus 2 yet, but when I look at this hyperbola, what we know is that you've heard of something called asymptotes. Okay, that's what they mean. It just means that it never touches this line here. So we've got an asymptote at y equals 0, and that's called a horizontal asymptote. And then we have a vertical asymptote at x equals 0. Now, in grade 10, we only worried about up and down shifts. So you will never have, your asymptote will always be x equals 0. So it's always x equals 0 for grade 10. In grade 12, you shift these graphs left and right, but not yet. In grade 10, all we're doing is shifting them up. So if we were to add a plus 2 here, all that simply does is just shifts the asymptote up by 2. And so your new asymptote is y equals 2. And so what you would do is you would draw it like this. It's a bit difficult to see. I'm going to do it in a big pen here, like that. There and there. So we do exactly the same thing. This is more of an art class than anything. It's like figuring out, how do I draw these things? So there and there. Okay, so I do the same thing, but instead of using my x-axis, I'm actually using this asymptote line, but I'm still using this to draw my hyperbola. Now, of course, here we end up having a point, which is our x-intercept. So we do have to figure that out. So this thing in orange. Well, we can do that, right? So my x-intercept, and I'm going to be working with this new function that we looked at, which is the y equals 2 over x plus 2. So the idea that I would be adding 2, in other words, shifting the graph up. Okay, so I'm going to remove this.
You see how after we shift the asymptote upwards, right? the line on your bottom left, right?
Yes.
Does it, so we no longer, because the asymptote used to be x equals 0 and y equals 0.
Yes.
So now, do we do the like the points based off where the asymptote is?
Yes. So we do our new point. So with the yellow one, there was no x and y intercept, right? So with this one, do you see that there was no x and y intercept because it never touched either? Never touched either intercept. Now the problem is if you shift it up and down, you end up having intercepts which you have to find. So that's the thing is when it shifts, you're suddenly now left with having to get an intercept.
Okay.
Well, but it's the same method for getting an intercept, right? We just say x-intercept, make y equals 0. And so we have 0 equals 2 over x plus 2. Take the 2 across. Or let's take this. Yeah, we'll take the 2 across. So negative 2 equals 2 over x. So I could just take this x to the other side. And so it'll be minus 2x when it goes to the top, because this x is at the bottom, so it goes to the top of the other side. Sorry about the baby.
Okay.
And then divide by negative 2, and I get x equals negative 1.
Okay.
And so this is negative 1. And so I've got
so
1 point.
Will they, when they're asking these type of questions, you only need to figure out the x-intercept.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And if I want another point, I could just put in 1 here, right? 2 over 1 would be 2, so 2 plus 2 is 4. So where x is 1, then y is 4. So I could also get another point here as well.
You see on the y equals 2 over x plus 2.
Yes.
If they gave me, let's say, they gave me this, but the x was let's say like a 3, for instance, right? Would that mean that, I don't know if 3 works, but if there's a number in place of that x, does that mean there would be an x-intercept?
No. So the x is always on the bottom, and it's always on the bottom by itself. When you're in grade 12, your x will be changed, but for now, it's always just an x on the bottom.
Okay. But that's an eventuality that it will change.
Yes, but it's not a hyperbola if the x is not on the bottom. So we can't put a number here because then it's not a hyperbola.
Okay.
But we can say x plus 2 on the bottom, but don't worry about that. And that's when we get to grade. That's in matric. This is a left shift. I mean, yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And for now, you just need to know that the hyperbola. Okay, so let's just do this one more time. You have a hyperbola always looks like this. Okay, so even if it was like y equals 3 over x, that would look like this. And if it was y equals minus 3 over x, it would look like this. Okay.
Okay.
Clear that. If you have a y equals 3 over x plus 4 minus 4, now what we do is this graph, this hyperbola is now shifted down by 4. So your new asymptote is y equals minus 4. So you almost not even worried about this x-intercept. We almost not, this x-axis, we're almost not even worried about that. And we're going to treat it like we're dealing with this. And so I'll do it in blue. So we're actually just going to do that and this. Okay, so it's like ignore the x-axis. Shift it down, and of course, now we need a point. We actually need to figure out this point here, because now we do have an intercept. So we just make it y equals 0, right? So we go 0 equals 3 over x minus 4. So 4 equals 3 over x. Take the x to the thing, to the other side. So we say 4x equals 3, x equals 3 over 4. And so now I know this point here is 3 over 4, or 0.75 and 0. Okay.
So when we solving like these equations, we can because I don't know, when you take this 4 to the other side, right? And then you took the x there as well, and then you took the 4 back again.
Yeah, so what I did was I took the x here, and then so it was there now, right?
Yeah.
And so 4x equals 3, and then I divide by 4 on both sides. Of course, I could do it in one step. I could put the x there and the 4 there. So I could just swap the x and the 4, right? So it would be x equals 3 over 4. So swap the 4 and the x. But of course, I wanted to do it in 2 steps just to show how it's done. But it would be easier maybe if you just swap the 4 and the x. So you just make that x and that 4.
Okay.
And then it's x equals 3 over 4. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording the hyperbola.